Hey guys, sorry, kind of facing the wrong way here. This is your local fortune teller, and I've been doing a lot of music videos recently, so I don't want people to get disappointed and think that I'm slacking off or anything else, because none other than a fortune teller I'm also a musician, so that is extremely helpful. Do any stresses in my day and otherwise. Again, I don't support tobacco in any way, shape, or form. Still trying to quit like everybody else. Anyway, with the fortune telling thing in mind, I wanted to get into palmistry a little bit and talk about how these lines all represent something. I also want to talk about physiognomy because physiognomy is an excellent philosophy. 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 Yeah. So here are geometric schematics for what the body does for you as an individual. Now that what does that mean? That basically means that each shape on your hand has a mathematical mark that could be traced anatomically and genetically, scientifically, and religiously to variable links in your nature and or actions. Same thing with your face and any part of your body at all. So, as we all know, if we study astrology, that astrologically each sign dictates a variable part of the body, and each position for each planet, depending on its angle, affects our bodies in a different way through the power of osmosis and physics. As a whole, physics. Now, these physics don't play nice. These physics are not nice in any way, shape, or form. They are very, very, very cruel. And what I mean by that is they're going to take your mental stress and your emotional stress and turn it into physical stress. And they're going to take your physical and mental stress and turn it into emotional stress. And they're going to take your emotional and physical stress and turn it into mental stress. So, what do we do with all this stress? We find outlets, such as distractions. As humans, by human nature, we are going to move outward and back inward. Going to move outward. See the window right there, guys? Boom. Fly, because minus the opposing part of the year, we just faced one of the most suicidal times in history and one of the most deadly times in history due to the de-thawing of molecules and the osmotic, like, basically when molecules come apart through decomposition chemically, what happens to our bodies is we expand. And we expand through the form of gas, through our pores, and the electronic natures that are within each's body. And therefore, it leaves an impression. It leaves a physical impression on the body where any action has been taken and or repeated. So all these lines and marks on your hands, I know my hands are a little dirty right now, but for example, right here, this little divot. This little divot is representative of an action I make all the time, specifically the stretching of it. You'll notice the wrinkles, and you'll also notice that within each crease, you can tell that I am a very strong and tense person, because when you look at my hand, you'll see these spaces. Now, these spaces are all representative, and what they represent is the force of grip in one's hand, which is also why you can see strenuous tendons when I flex. Now I know it's kind of creepy, but due to the dexterity of my thumb here, I can actually push it out. You'll notice the dent in, you'll notice the dent, you'll also notice the several markings on the other side. Now goes vice versa, and just to emphasize the tendon thing, you can actually find a pit of flesh here in my hand, here and here, depending on where I choose to put it. You know, it's like a physical divot in there. a crevice, if you will. And what that represents are many things. And within those things lie human nature. And we can do it just by studying the body, anatomy, and genetics. Now, if you're foreign to this idea or disbelieve it in any way, shape, or form, we may have a discussion about it if you so choose. Or you can go look it up on the internet and educate yourself. Or read a book. You know, not enough people are like doing that. See this? These are called books. Fucking read. It's 2017, people. Learn something. Now, I can give all this information out for free, but to learn your personal information, I'm going to have to see you personally. And to do that, you'd have to come to 194 Spruce Street, Unit 4, in Manchester, New Hampshire, in the United States of America. And in the United States of America, we are kind of brutal. And we do not like to pull punches. Also, within this physicality, we can see variable marks on my face where I am endowed in certain areas. For example, if someone has a very lower lip, it means that they're extremely generous. If someone has crinkles up here, it means that they enjoy indulging in the subconscious. And also, well, the conscious, whereas these are problem solving, it depends on which side of your face is moving. Because what happens when your synaptic nerves, which are the nerves that connect thought within the power of combustion and cellular reproduction, we can take it and go, boom, here we are again. With that in mind, depending on which area of your body is moving is significant of a particular feeling. And we can trace each feeling via micro expressions. Now, all psychologists know this, but what they don't know is that people have tiny electronics that explode in their heart that exude out of their flesh. And that these marks are a gypsy's tale for a good story. Yes, they have tales, stories, crypts, code, scripts, odes, hymns, hymns, lives, and otherwise esoteric secrets. So, we can take these secrets and examine them. We can go, ooh, each of these lines is a secret. Each of these tiny, itty-bitty little lines are all part of something on a scale of comprehension that few are willing to look at. So, take what you've learned today, take a good look at your hand, and decide who the hell you are. Because you can change the shape of your hand. Yes, you can, by doing different physical actions. And if you don't like the lines that you see, stop doing the actions that you can trace it to. If not, your personality will stay the same. My name is Zachariah Latendra, also known as Zacharias Magi Oracles, or Hariolus, which is fortune teller in Latin. You guys have yourself a fantastic day. I am going to relax. After I relax, I'm probably going to deal with the dreaded life that is human beings, and then I will enjoy it. Fair ventures.